Okay, so coming into the main enclosed garden area, we have some things to harvest. We'll start right here. So this little guy's looking a little beat up from the sun. This is a Critical 2.0 auto flower, just like this one over here is. That's doing pretty good. And this was the one that was not thriving, that was just sitting at the bottom, like an extra seedling. And Cam stuck him into the ground. He looks like he's on the verge of flowering as well, as, you know, like this guy is, but in this last heat, because he's so small, he took kind of a beating. This is our Girl Scout cookie, and this is just a feminized. Couple of these leaves are a little brown and looking sad. I think that's just sunburn. It's been really, really hot, but it's finally starting to cool down. And I don't know how much longer till this guy thinks about flowering, but our auto flower has all kinds of buds. I think what I've read is that we want to harvest them when these little hairs start turning brown or white, depending on the variety. And they are still pretty clear green, but I think we're getting close. And it looks like a very small plant, but it's really densely budded. So I think it's a slightly smaller yield than a feminized plant, but not a ton. Over here, I mentioned these before, but they're actually doing really well now. There's some lettuce in the shade, and there was beets, but I'm pretty sure that the animals have eaten those. We sowed this whole thing and only a few came out. So a couple different varieties. It looks like primarily romaine type survived. Those must be better in this condition. There's one little frilly guy there, and then this is a little speckled trout probably. I don't know, the other ones might be Paris Island cause, I think it's called. We have a couple tomatoes to harvest over here. So this lemon cherry's finally putting on some fruit. He was the smallest guy in this row that we bought last. And they're a little bit on the small side, but, and then we have this apricot mango, and this has some pretty big fruit for a cherry. With that pretty green. These are really good, actually. This has become my favorite. There's another one there. And we have some sun golds here to harvest. Again, small fruit. I think this is a sign that they need more potassium, and now I'm thinking about nursing chemicals in our body and not in the plant. NPK, phosphorus, and potassium. Yeah, because those help with budding and fruiting. But here's a couple Cherokee purples, and this is one of the things that tells me that this plant needs some nutrition, because these are supposed to be big heirloom tomatoes, and they're more like a little saladette slicer, but they're beautiful and they're really good. Oops. And then we got a couple midnight snacks that are ready over here. That's what we got so far. There's a couple more sun golds. Oop, I lost a tomato. That happens when you put round things in your lap, they roll out. We already have quite a few inside, so we might actually be getting to a point of sharing. I've been hogging all these so far. I love tomatoes, and I kind of dress up everything with them. There's the guy that rolled. He looks just fine. Okay, let's go to the other side and see if we see any we didn't see. Those midnight snacks are so pretty with the anthocyanin shoulders. That's where the sun touches them. And those anthocyanins are really good for you. They're antioxidant properties. These guys are probably taller than me if I stretched them out properly. Oh, and then I might have an okra to harvest. Let's see. In this little tiny plant. Oh my gosh. I think, should we give it one more day? I really want to taste it. I'm just going to take it. Look, my first okra ever. That's cool. I'm gonna totally just eat it. I actually really like okra. I'm not bothered by the mucilage at all. I used to eat them pickled as a kid. That's really good. Some people do not like that mucilage. It's really kind of slimy. It's really good for your gut though. I can't wait to get more of these and pickle and fry them. Yeah, okay, that was good. The tomatoes are getting settled in. Okay, that bite was extra slimy, and that was a little tough. I felt a little bit like chewing on just straight slime. This is a green zebra tomato, and this one was on when we put it on the plant. So I don't think he'll get much bigger, but I think he will ripen, and he doesn't feel like he's quite there yet. We're gonna need to string these guys up soon, especially these two on the ends. I'm gonna do it in the same style in that Florida weave. Let's go look at this guy. Our cucumber has lots of flowers, and there's some babies there, but the squirrel seems to keep biting off all the ends of this, so I don't know for sure if I get to expect much from him. I got a few beans that have got to be close to harvest. I'm sure they're not growing a ton in the super heat because they're just trying to survive. But there was some that were big a few weeks ago, unless something else has been eating them. Huh. Oh, maybe they're dropping off because it's too hot, because look at that little baby just fell. Oh yeah, he's hard. I think we're not gonna have much luck with these. Maybe once it cools down a bit. I'm gonna sow a bean teepee of some pole beans up towards the front of the house now that it's a little cooler. This is a tree stump that's bushing out that we gotta hack back. But back over there is our healthiest little artichoke. Corn still trying to kick along. The ones that are outside of the shade are just burnt. Again, we'll start those earlier next time and give it another try. Here is a zucchini. And I noticed the other day that this guy has some aphids on the flowers. He's the only one I've seen him on, and I don't know if that's because he's in the sun and he's a little more stressed than these other guys that are happier. I'm guessing that's what it is, because sick plants and stressed plants are more susceptible to pest pressure. So you really want to keep your plants as healthy as possible. We unfortunately don't have quite enough shade to go around, but again, it's starting to cool off, so hopefully things will be a little happier. And right now I'll probably just spray those aphids off. I just knocked some off when I saw them the first time. In here we got a couple patty pan growing. And in here, this really pretty gray bush delicata, we have a big fruit. And I think there was another little small one. Oh no, there's one that didn't get pollinated. So I took him off. It's smart to take those off when you see them so that the plant doesn't waste energy on it. Here is another patty pan. I think I'm gonna harvest this guy. It could get a little bigger, but come on. It's hard to twist with your left hand. Okay, there we go. We're making some progress. Beautiful. I already have pockets full of tomatoes. I think I'm gonna shove this guy in there too. And here, oh, this is the gray zucchini, and I just harvested one off of that big guy, so I'll probably get a new one. Oh, I meant to check for anything that needed pollination. Next year, I intend to grow these guys vertically. See how they, even though most people let them bush out, they kind of have a slight vertical growth habit, and you can just stake them, and then that way you can see the underside better. But this year with the shade on top, I don't know if it's the best idea. Let's see. Oh, there's a little fruit on that guy. Oopsie, I think this is gonna be a crookneck. We haven't gotten any fruit from him yet. There's a little zucchini here. I did like 3 different kinds of zucchini, I think. And then on the Zephyr squash, I should definitely get at least 1 or 2 of these guys too. And I'm gonna hand pollinate these other ones. I think I'll take this guy and this guy. This guy is so productive. He just keeps busting things out. I don't want him to make these guys big. Most squash aren't the best when they get bigger anyway, because the seeds will get large and they're not as tender or sweet. I'm just gonna balance these up here because unfortunately I do not have room for these in my pockets with the tomatoes and the other squash already there. I'll show you some quick hand pollination. If I could find a male flower, these all seem to be female. Here's a male. Okay. I think I knocked a lot of the pollen off coming up here, but here's the male flower. There's no fruit behind the flower. That's how you know it's a male. And then it has just a single stamen in the center there with pollen. What I usually do, which I can't show you because I don't have anywhere to set my phone, is open it up, rip the petals off the outside so that I could just use the stamen. And here's a female here. See how it has the fruit behind it? And it's open, and that's the inside of the female flower. Oopsie, what am I doing? Oh, there we go. Is got that different shape. And then you just take the stamen of the male and brush the pollen on the inside of the female. And again, I'm gonna find a couple more of these because I have several to pollinate. So this is how you know I've been hand pollinating, because there's male flower carcasses all over the place. A little dark. The bell peppers look like they're putting on some flowers and hopefully some fruit soon. Oh, this poor little bell pepper's getting very crowded out by the huge squash plant. I did plant a little close, but he also is just ginormous. I think our jalapenos all have flowers coming on too. I haven't seen any fruit just yet, but I don't get under here all that often. And got a couple more to harvest. There's more squash to harvest here. It's a patty pan. I think I'm gonna give the little guy another couple days. I'll just take this one for now. Okay, so let's go up front and peek at our harvest real quick. And then I think I'm gonna go inside and shoot the rest of the garden later. I just wanted to harvest these before it was too late in the day. Okay, so there's our harvest for today. A couple patty pan, a couple Zephyrs, some Cherokee Purple, some Mango Apricot, Midnight Snack, and Sun Golds. A ton of Sun Golds treats. Put those back in my pocket so I don't lose them. The skin is so soft on these squash because they're so young. It's easy to put your fingernail through them if you're not paying attention. Full hands. So one bummer thing, this watermelon split. I think I'm gonna get him off. I was gonna see if it would like heal over, but it looks like it's going back into it. And I think with sweet things, it's pretty tough to expect them to heal over, so I think we'll just cut him. What a bummer. But our bigger guy's doing really good. That's the first one I pollinated, so hopefully we'll have him soon. And yeah, I'll come back out in a bit. Ooh. Ooh, it's really smells good and it's juicy. That's weird for being so small. I might try and eat some. It's actually sweeter than you would think. Interesting. I wonder if that one's actually just a small ripe guy too. I'll have to keep an eye on him. But I'm gonna give it to the chickens because it does have that one little rotten part, and I just wanted to try it. It's not that great. I think they're starting to like it. They're a little bit hesitant because I'm here. Are you guys gonna plant some watermelons back there? Fun. Okay, I'm getting out of here.